One day, in a distant galaxy known as Twisted Bubble, an alien named Zlork decided to journey to Earth. Zlork was an incredibly curious creature with 3 eyes, 7 fingers on each hand, and colorful socks that changed colors depending on his mood. His dream was to see the extraordinary planet he had heard about from his friend Zibba, who visited Earth many years ago. Zibba had told him tales of wonders beyond imagination, endless water slides and cats that sounded like trumpets. So Zlork took his spaceship, which looked like a giant mushroom adorned with countless lanterns at the top. He hopped inside, activated the controls resembling a giant banana peel, and set off into the unknown, excited at the prospect of adventure. As he flew, he dreamed of meeting humans and learning their customs, imagining what he could show them from his world. When Zlork landed on Earth, his ship touched down in the middle of a park in a small town called Willow Creek, where children were playing on swings. The alien crawled out of his mushroom ship, making sounds reminiscent of a mix between laughter and a sheep's bleat. People, seeing the alien, began to flee in panic, but Zlork, completely oblivious to the situation, decided to try to make contact. "Hey, you people!" Zlork shouted, his voice sounding like creaky doors. "Does anyone want some galactic cookies?" In response, he only heard screams and the sounds of running feet. He realized that perhaps his way of communicating was a bit inappropriate, so he decided to show them how beautiful his world was. Zlork pulled out a small orb that began to glow like a rainbow. "This is my planet," he announced, spinning around so that his colorful socks swirled like a kaleidoscope. "We have poisonous plants, dancing stones, and talking chairs. And also a joke festival, where everyone tells the weirdest joke they know." Curious, some people paused, their fear slowly giving way to amazement. Among them was a young boy named Jake, who was a science enthusiast and dreamed of traveling through space. Jake stepped closer. "Is it really true?" he asked, his eyes wide with curiosity. "Yes," Zlork replied enthusiastically, and his socks turned a bright pink. "We also have a balloon festival, where balloons dance to the rhythm of music. And in our galaxy, there are wonderful flavors you don't know, like galactic bubblegum and rainbow-flavored ice cream." "And what about that mushroom?" Jake inquired. "That's my spaceship." Zlork laughed, and his laughter sounded like a concert made up of various instrument sounds. "I wanted it to be cool, but I may have gone overboard with the decorations. Zibba told me that Earthlings love mushrooms, so I thought it was a good idea." At that moment, an older man approached them, wearing a hat and a blanket. His name was Bob, and he was a well-known local storyteller. In Willow Creek, they held weekly gatherings where people shared tales. "Is it true that magical mushrooms grow on your planet?" Bob asked, looking at Zlork with great curiosity. "Oh yes," Zlork nodded, and his socks turned blue. "Magical mushrooms allow everyone to fly for 5 minutes. But beware, some return with their heads in the clouds and start speaking in verses." People began to laugh, and Zlork decided to tell them about his friend Zibba, who had planted one of those mushrooms on Earth. Ever since then, every summer in the town brought strange, mysterious occurrences. They began organizing Zibba Days to honor his memory. Zlork described how, during the last festival, one local woman, Mrs. Clara, accidentally ate too many magic mushrooms and spent the whole day dancing with a bear that appeared out of nowhere. "That sounds amazing," Jake exclaimed. "Could you show us how it works?" "Of course," Zlork beamed. "We can organize a festival where everyone can experience the magic of my planet." Inspired by his stories, the residents of Willow Creek decided to hold a Zlork Festival, which would take place the following weekend. Zlork promised to bring magical mushrooms and galactic cookies that would make everyone feel like an alien. Everyone eagerly awaited this special occasion. As the day of the festival approached, the townsfolk began preparing various attractions: a booth for galactic cookies, a contest for the weirdest alien costume, and a tournament for telling jokes. Anyone who came to the festival could bring their favorite joke, and Zlork promised that the best would receive a cosmic medal that would shine like the stars. Saturday arrived, and the park in Willow Creek transformed into a true cosmic paradise. Colorful decorations fluttered in the wind, and the scent of galactic cookies filled the air. Zlork, alongside Jake and Bob, set up his booth with magical mushrooms. "Remember, don't overdo it with the mushrooms," Zlork warned with a broad smile as the crowd gathered. "We don't want anyone flying in the clouds with their heads full of poetry." The festival began, and people participated in various competitions. Finally, it was time for the Great Joke Contest. Residents shared their best jokes, and Zlork watched everything with joy. When it was time to announce the winner, Jake stood up and enthusiastically told, "Why can't aliens play hide and seek? Because they always find themselves at the last moment." Everyone burst into laughter, and Zlork shouted, "That's brilliant! You get the cosmic medal." After the ceremony, Zlork decided to show the people how his magical mushrooms worked. He set a few of them on a special table and encouraged the eager participants to try them. Moments later, as everyone tasted them, they began to float into the air, shouting with joy. "Wow! This is incredible!" cried one man, soaring through the sky like a balloon. "I feel like a bird." As time went on, Zlork became a local star, and Willow Creek thrived. His tales of Twisted Bubble spread throughout the region, and residents began dreaming of visiting his planet. By the end of the festival, Zlork addressed the crowd. "Thank you for welcoming me. Remember that the strangest encounters can lead to the most wonderful friendships. And if you ever feel the urge to visit Twisted Bubble, you know where to find me." People waved goodbye, and he soared into the sky, leaving a trail of colorful socks behind. From that day on, Willow Creek became famous throughout the United States as a place where aliens come for galactic cookies and the magic of friendship. Zlork promised he would return to his new friends to celebrate the annual Friendship with Aliens festival together. And so, upon returning to his galaxy, Zlork never forgot his amazing experience on Earth, which taught him that true magic lies in friendship and sharing joy.